Hello everyone, welcome to StudyIQ. In this video, I will be telling you about the various entries to join the Indian Armed Forces, and this is a video which I have made for your information purpose only on popular demand that we got in our comments. My name is Dr. Mahipal Singh Rathod and I am a faculty at StudyIQ. Before I go into the details, let me remind you that our pen drive course, which was hugely successful for SSC CGL this year as well as SBI PO, is now available for IBPS PO exam as well as SSC CHSL and soon to be launched for CLAT. You can call on this number or directly visit the website and order from there. Now let me begin with the various entry procedures for the Indian Army. There is a lot of confusion among students as to what percentage is required, which branches are required, or which subjects are required to join the Indian Army. I will try to clarify all the doubts as best as I can. So firstly, there are three stages at which you can join the army. Firstly, after your 12th, then during graduation, and lastly after you complete your graduation. Right after 12th class, you can directly join National Defence Academy at Khadakwasla in Maharashtra. This is near Pune. So it is one of the only academies in India which has the training for all three branches, Army, Navy and Air Force together. After joining NDA, 3 years of training is done at the Khadakwasla campus, and the 1 year training, the last 1 year, is at Indian Military Academy at Dehradun. So this is only for men, the Army NDA entry. Now talking about the requirements or the criteria for NDA entrance. Firstly, the age should not be less than 16 and a half and not more than 19 and a half. So you can see it is a very short bracket of time, only 3 years. So by the time you are in your class 12th, you should start appearing for this exam so that by the time you finish your 12th, you can directly join the academy. So 10 plus 2 is the minimum requirement in any stream. Please put this in your mind. Maths and physics are required only if you want to go to Navy and Air Force. If you just want to join the Army, you can do your 12th in any stream, commerce, arts, science. It does not matter. Now the exam is usually conducted by UPSC, Union Public Service Commission, in April and September. So it is conducted twice in a year. So you need to watch out for the dates and keep checking the UPSC website for the form. After you clear this written examination, the NDA written examination, you are called for a 5-day SSB. SSB means Services Selection Board. It is a 5-day procedure in which there are various physical, psychological and aptitude tests done. Apart from 2 or 3 types of interviews, there is a group discussion, there is an individual interview, short interview and a long interview. So this is a long process of 5 days, and after you clear this SSB, you are called for NDA. There is also another entry right after class 12th that is called Technical Entry Scheme or TES. For this, you need to have physics, chemistry and maths in your class 12th, because after TES entry, you directly go for engineering in the Army Engineering College, which is situated in Pune, and before that 1 year basic training is at Officers Training Academy or OTA at Gaya. Remember, there are 2 Officers Training Academy, one is at Gaya and one is at Chennai. So this is also right after 12th. Remember, 70% is the basic minimum requirement in class 12th. You need 70% aggregate and physics, chemistry, maths as your optional subjects. Now during the graduation, there is also a University Entry Scheme, commonly known as UES. So this is only for BE or B.Tech graduates, that is only for engineering graduates. So engineering students who are in their pre-final year, that means who are in their 3rd year, they can apply for this UES. The age criteria is 18 to 24 years, and if you are qualified, you are directly eligible to join the Indian Military Academy at Dehradun right after your graduation. So for this, the forms are filled on the army website itself. Please keep checking that out. Now, the third and the most popular option is after your graduation, a famous exam which is known as CDS, the full form of which is Combined Defense Services Exam. It is held by UPSC every year, and entry to all the three wings of the armed forces is done by CDS. This is open for both men and women. So it is conducted twice a year, just like the NDA exam in February, March, and the second one is in October or November. So the forms are usually out around December, January, and for this October, November cycle, it is out in June or July. The age limit here is 19 to 24 for IMA and 25 for OTA. So for Indian Military Academy, the age limit is 24, and for OTA Chennai, it is 25. Again, just like the NDA exam, after clearing the CDS, you are called for a 5-day SSB, and after clearing the SSB, you will get a call. There will be a merit list. Clearing the SSB is not a guarantee that you are selected. It has happened with many people that they think that they are selected, but in fact there is a merit list which comes out taking the score of your SSB, and after that you are selected. So please wait until the merit list is out, until you confirm yourself, until you say that your selection is confirmed. So candidates train at either of these two academies, as I said, Indian Military Academy at Dehradun or Officers Training Academy, or commonly known as OTA Chennai. So these are the two academies to which you go after you clear your CDS exam for the army training. Then I will talk about the NCC entry. So people who have joined NCC in their school or college, so they need to be graduate, that means pass your college with at least a B grade in the NCC C certificate examination, and if you have the C certificate, you will be called directly for the SSB. You do not need to give the CDS. So this is a huge advantage because CDS is very competitive. The standard of the question paper is very good as it is conducted by the UPSC. But if you have this NCC C certificate, you can directly be called for SSB. And after you clear the SSB, the candidates are chosen for training at OTA Chennai. So this is NCC entry. Hence, it is very important, if it is possible in your college or school, if you have NCC option, please join that. It will help you in joining the Indian Armed Forces later. It is very helpful. Then there is an SSC Tech or TGC entry. These are both technical entries. TGC means Technical Graduate Course, and SSC is Short Service Commission. Short Service Commission means the commission is only for 7 years. It is not permanent. It can become permanent later, but as of the joining day time, it is only for 7 years. So engineers who are in their final year or have completed their degree are eligible for SSC Tech and TGC entries. The age criteria for this is a little more than the other ones. So here you can go till 27 years of age, and in this there is no written examination. Candidates are asked to submit their applications along with their percentages or marks in their engineering course, and a cutoff is declared. On the basis of this cutoff, call for SSB is given. So on the basis of your marks in your engineering degree, you will be called for SSB, and then if selected, you can go for training. Then there is a Judge Advocate General or JAG entry, commonly known as JAG. So the people who are in JAG, they are basically lawyers for the army. Army has its own court, and in also for some other matters, they need some lawyers, and for that L.L.B degree is a basic requirement. It is obvious. And again, like the engineers, here also the age limit is relaxed till 27. So this is JAG entry. Then apart from that, there are also some miscellaneous entries like Army Medical Corps for MBBS doctors, and it has very relaxed age criteria. Again, Army Dental Corps or ADC, which recruits dentists directly. Army also has its own medical college. It is called Armed Forces Medical College or AFMC. This is situated in Pune. You need to remember this. AFMC is in Pune. there is also a remount and veterinary corps, which is called as RVC. So it recruits people with a degree in veterinary sciences or veterinary doctors, because all the animals are part of this RVC. Trained dogs, specialized sniffer dogs which detect bombs, as well as horses, they are all taken care of by this RVC. Then finally there is a territorial army. This is a special entry in which there is only part-time job. It means that you do not have to serve the army full-time all the 12 months of a year, but only for 2 or 3 months, or until and unless there is an emergency like a war or any other critical situation. So you must be knowing there are few famous people in territorial army like Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Sachin Tendulkar and Kapil Dev. So all these are the member of territorial army. Also Anurag Singh Thakur, the BCCI chairman, he also became a member of the territorial army. He is also an officer in the territorial army. So now I will talk about the entries in Air Force. Same as army, there is NDA entry right after class 12th. So National Defence Academy at Khadakwasla, 3 years training is done here, and the last 1 year is done at Air Force Academy in Dundigul, Telangana. This is near Hyderabad. So remember that after having the 3-year common course, the candidates or the cadets at the NDA are grouped into various categories like the Air Force, Navy and Army, and then they are sent to their respective academies. So the Army cadets are sent to IMA in Dehradun, the Air Force cadets are sent to Dundigul, and lastly the Naval cadets are sent to Indian Naval Academy at Elimala. I will talk about that later. The requirements are same as Army for NDA, 16.5 to 19.5 years of age, but here physics and mathematics are required. So 12th class with physics and mathematics subjects. The written exam is conducted by UPSC in April and September, and 5 days of SSB which has to be cleared after the written exam. Now after graduation there is an exam called AFCAT or Air Force Common Admission Test. Remember, along with the CDS, few seats are filled by the CDS or the Common Defense Services Examination, and the rest of the seats are filled by this AFCAT. So there are two methods by which the seats for Air Force academies are filled after graduation. Via AFCAT, the various technical, flying and ground duty. There are 3 types of duties in Air Force, 3 types of officer entries: technical officer, flying officer and ground duty officer. So for these two, for flying and ground duty, you can be a graduate in any stream with 10+2 in physics and mathematics. But for technical entry, you need aeronautical engineering degree. So remember that it is not necessary to be an engineer to become a pilot. You can have a simple graduation. You can have a graduation in BSc, BCom or BA, but you need to have 10+2 in physics and mathematics. That is compulsory. So again, the age criteria: 20 to 24 for flying officers and 20 to 26 for technical and ground duty officers. After completing the AFCAT, after clearing the AFCAT, there will be a call for Armed Forces Services Board or Armed Forces Selection Board, just like SSB. This is also a 4 to 5 day exam, and there are various psychological as well as written aptitude and physical tests conducted, and after clearing the AFSB, you are selected for the Air Force. Now the third wing of the armed forces is Indian Navy. For Navy, the first entry is right after your class 12th, NDA 3 years at Khadakwasla and 1 year at Indian Naval Academy at Elimala at Kerala. This is very important. This can be directly asked as a question in any of your exams as well, that where is the Indian Naval Academy situated. The requirements here are also 10+2 with physics and maths. Remember, for Army there is no requirement of any physics or maths, but for Navy and Air Force it is compulsory. Similar to the procedure for Army and Air Force, here also there will be a 5-day SSB that has to be cleared. Now, there is also a technical entry scheme in which after 10 plus 2, you can be directly recruited for engineering in naval colleges. So for that, 70% is the minimum percentage required in class 12. Along with that, 50% marks in English is also required. This criteria is important. It is not there anywhere else. So physics, chemistry and maths, that is PCM subjects, and 70% aggregate, 50% in English. This is for technical entry, for directly doing engineering in the Navy. Then after that we come to the after graduation entry. For that, Combined Defense Services Exam or CDS, which is conducted by UPSC twice a year. For this, if you want to apply for Navy via the CDS, you need a B.Tech or B.E, Bachelor of Engineering and Bachelor of Technology. But other entry for Army, this was not there. You could have a graduation in any subject, but for Navy, this is compulsory B.Tech and B.E. Exam is conducted twice, February, March and October, November. Age limit here is 19 to 24. Here also there will be an SSB after the CDS. Now via this exam, there are various posts like diving officer, general service officer, hydrographic officer, law officer, logistics, naval armament, observer, pilot officer, provost and submarine. These are all selected via CDS, and for some there is a specialized entry, like for law there is a specialized entry for the law officer. Also for posts like ATC, which is air traffic control, there is a specialized different entry. So from time to time, please keep checking out the websites of the Indian Navy, the Air Force and the Army, because there are some small entries for which the advertisements you can often miss. Please be careful, do not miss any of the advertisements, do not miss any of the deadlines. So as I said, there are specialized entries like ATC. There is also an entry for medical officers, that is for a doctor, then electrical engineers in Navy and education officers. For all these, there is no written exam. There is mostly a direct call is given to submit your mark sheets and your degrees, and on the basis of your percentage in final year or your grades in your degree, there is a call for SSB. Now in Navy, following posts are available or open for women, that is ATC, observer, law officer, logistics, education and naval architecture. These are the websites, official websites. If you want to keep an eye on the various recruitment advertisements, joinindianarmy.nic.in, careerairforce.nic.in and nausenabharti.nic.in. Do not rely on any other website. There are tons of websites for army recruitment, but always rely on these official websites. I hope this clears basic doubts that you had about the various recruitment procedures in the Armed Forces of India, and I wish you all the best for any of your upcoming examinations. Thank you.